يلا سوبر شو يبدأ. هذا الليفر يا السادة، هذه الحمرة يا السادة، يا كاتب التاريخ لا تغلق الصفحات.
الأساطير يصفقون، ريال مدريد يقدم لوحة تليق به.
انفراد جديد، وهالمرة مع شيرينغهام الأسطورة الإنجليزية، الهداف المميز، أول هداف للبريمير ليج بالمسمى الجديد. وايضا مع نادي ميلوول تألق كثيرا، سجل الكثير من الاهداف، اتجه لنادي نوتنغهام فورست، عمل نقله كبيره، وصل لنادي توتنهام، سجل كثير من الاهداف، وعلى كبر وصل لمانشستر يونايتد، كان عمره تقريبا 30 سنه وداش على 31. وصل مانشستر يونايتد، حقق بطوله الدوري الانجليزي 3 مرات، وبطوله دوري ابطال اوروبا مره واحده كانت في موسم 98 99، وسجل هدف التعادل على بايرن ميونخ في النهائي الشهير والعوده التاريخيه لمانشستر يونايتد. برافو عليك يا شيرينغهام، احد اميز اللاعبين، وروحه حلوه صراحه. خلال الحلقه ومقابلتنا معاه يعتبر يعني صراحه من الناس المميز جدا. صحيح انه كان في سؤال شوي حسيته ثقيل عليه، انا مش اسوي يعني، لازم اعرف كل شيء، لازم اعرف كل الجوانب اللي موجوده في اللاعب، بعض الاسرار عشان تستمتعون بالحلقه. فسالته عن خلافه مع اندي كول، ويعني كان شوي متضايق، بس بشكل عام مقابلة لا والله كنا مستمتعين ومستانسين، واللاعب هذا يستاهل انصاف، ويستاهل ان نسلط الضوء اكثر واكثر على ميسي. طبعا ما يحتاج اقول لكم فاموس الاساطير، طبعا في تيشيرت نادي ويمبلدون موجود معنا هني. فاموس ما شاء الله عليهم، تبي تيشيرتات كلاسيك متوفر، تبي تيشيرتات منتخبات حاليا في بطولة كأس العالم متوفر، تبي تيشيرتات الأندية متوفر، كلاسيك قطن، اللي تبيه، نسخة اللاعبين، كل شيء متوفر. طبعا في كود خصم لازم تستخدمونه عشان تستفيدوا من العرض، شخطة 26 راح اكتب لكم اياه، وراح تلقونه ايضا في الديسكربشن، ورابط الديسكربشن موجود في موقع فاموس، المميزين دائما وابدا. عموما ما ابي اطول عليكم، خلونا نشوف الحلقة.
First of all, we would like to welcome you here. We are really happy to have one of football legends, and I hope you are doing well.
Thank you very much. I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, let's start about your career. Of course, it's a really great career, full of goals. So, what are your best memories?
I had a 25-year career, so lots of good memories. Starting from my time at Millwall, winning the league with Millwall to get the club to the top division for the first time in the club's history was enormous for me and enormous for everybody when we was involved there. You know, getting to play in the old first division, which is now the Premier League, was amazing. All the managers that I've played for, just so helpful along the way to make my career as good as it was. And then to play for England, and then to win things with Manchester United at the end of my career, you know, was the icing on the cake for me. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So let's start about your first goal at Millwall. The fans went crazy. So tell us about that moment.
Well, that was in the days where there was fences to keep all the supporters from coming onto the pitch. There was a spate of that happening in English football, and lots of trouble going on with the hooligans. So there were fences up on the walls, on the turnstiles, so that the fans couldn't come on. So when I scored my first goal, it was like I didn't know what to do, and I ran and jumped up onto the hoardings and up on the fence, and was like wanted to be amongst the fans. You know, it was a very surreal moment. I'd watched a lot of people over the years score goals and wondered what it'd be like to celebrate in front of a group of fans like that, and it was just amazing to be able to do that.
Yeah, and then when you have been to Man United, it's a really great career, especially that you are coming after Cantona. He's a big player, but you are a big player as well, winning trophies, and you have made a big difference, and all the time scoring goals.
Well, when you join a new club, you're obviously taking the place of somebody else. So when I went to Tottenham, Gary Lineker had just retired, so I had his shirt. So then I joined England, and Peter Beardsley was just leaving. then Manchester United, Eric Cantona. So they're all big players that you have to fill, but you have to look at the managers that are your manager at the time at the Tottenham and England, and then with Manchester United. You think this great manager wants me to play for his football club or his football team. So you have to take the positive out of all these moments.
And there is a night that all Man United fans remember, the night that you won the Champions League. You have made an assist and scored a goal, and you have made a big difference. I mean, when coming on the pitch, what did you think? I mean, did you really believe that you're going to be the man of the show?
When you come on as sub, you're optimistic that you can make a difference. That's the whole point of making substitutions, and you have to have the right frame of mind to be starting on the bench and coming on. You know, you're in a massive final. I'd already played in the FA Cup final and been a substitute in that game 4 days earlier, and come on and scored the first goal within a minute of coming on, and then being named the man of the match in that game as well. So I was full of confidence around then. So, you know, you're chomping at the bit to get on the pitch. I'm looking at the manager. Come on, I'm ready. Let me get on. So when he finally said to me after 15 minutes of the second half, get yourself ready, I couldn't wait to get on there and hopefully get a chance to change the game around.
Yeah, and what did Sir Alex told you before you go on the pitch?
He just said to just try and change the flow of the game. We weren't playing good on that particular night. They were 1-0 up, and they had chances to go 2 and 3 up, but they didn't take those chances. And he just said the flow of the game is too nice for Bayern Munich. Just go on and change the flow of the game. You know, ruffle a few feathers and see what you can do. And that's how I kind of saw the game anyway. That had to, you know, maybe some aerial balls that I was quite good at the time to get amongst players just to unsettle them, and, you know, little knockdowns that we weren't winning. You know, you might start picking them up as well. So that changes the flow of the game.
And when we talk about philosophies, I mean, when we talk about Pep Guardiola, they say tiki-taka and stuff like that. For Sir Alex, what was the philosophy in your opinion?
His philosophy was to take the game to any opposition that we was playing against. Don't be scared of them. We are Manchester United. Be privileged to be in the position. Feel privileged. Understand that privilege, what you're doing. There's millions of players or people around the world that want to be in your position. So go out and prove why you're playing for Manchester United and show everyone how good you are. Don't worry about anybody else. And his philosophy after that would be never say die. Never give up. Just keep going till the end, especially on that particular night. You know, his halftime speech was, make sure you give it your all, because if you come off that pitch and you're not allowed to touch that trophy, you will be devastated. So do not leave anything out there, and give every ounce of effort that you've got. And that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, and your last season at Man United, you were really on fire, scoring goals, making a great season. Yeah, and Man United wanted you to stay for 1 more year. Why did you leave for Tottenham?
Well, I was 36 by that time. I'd been in Manchester 4 years. Manchester to London is 200 miles away. I was traveling a lot to see my eldest son. He was my only son at the time. I was doing a lot of traveling up and down the country. And I felt like after that season, I'd done what I'd gone to Manchester United to achieve, to win medals. I won achievements on my own in that final season, not just winning the league. I won Player of the Year for Manchester United, Player of the Year for the Professional Footballers Association, for the Football Writers Association as well. So I felt like I'd achieved what I set out to do, and then the chance to come back to London to play for Tottenham again, which is a massive club as well. It suited me perfectly in my lifetime as well, in my family lifetime.
Yeah, and which job was easier, the job at Man United or at Tottenham?
I wouldn't say either job was easy. They're both enjoyable, but when you're a footballer, the reason why I left Tottenham in the first place was because I wanted to play with the best players against the best players in the best competitions. And I felt that that wasn't going to happen at Tottenham. So I put in a transfer request. And luckily for me, 3 or 4 weeks later, Manchester United came in for me and made that realization for me. And I'm so glad I went to Manchester United to understand what it's like to play for Manchester United and to have that pressure on you and the atmosphere every time you put that shirt on and people wanting to beat you and every time you played.
And we have one funny question for you. What did you do with your first professional salary?
My first professional salary, well, we got paid weekly in those days. It wasn't a lot when I was playing for Millwall, so I couldn't have done so much. But I don't think I drank alcohol at the time either. So I don't know. Maybe I might have bought a new pair of jeans or something just to show that I can earn money and I can do that sort of thing now, you know.
Yeah. And England, back to your time, they really had great strikers, whether they are experienced or they are young. Yeah, there was Alan Shearer, Cole, and Fowler, a lot of great strikers, but you were the partner of Alan Shearer.
Yeah, he was without doubt the best striker in England at the time. So around that Euro 96, World Cup 98, it was whoever's going to partner him. So I was glad that Terry Venables picked me to do that for Euro 96. It was a fantastic time to be involved with England. It's a shame we didn't go on to win the competition, but it was truly memorable for players and supporters alike. For, you know, reminiscing about that particular summer is quite amazing when you talk to players and supporters about that summer, that we had a fantastic time, but close, but not close enough.
Yeah. And your career at Stevenage, yeah, we have read in the newspapers that you were registered as a striker and you could have been playing. Tell us the story about this one.
No. It was more a case of we were struggling for players, and we were in a couple of smaller cups at the time that the lower teams play in. And I put my name down just as a if needed, you know, I might be able to go on as sub for 10 minutes or something. But I was way past the playing age by the time I was managing Stevenage.
Yeah. And regarding Man United at the moment, there is Onana, who was a great goalkeeper at Inter Milan, but now he's not really doing well. So what do you think about the goalkeeping situation?
I think he's had his bad times, but I think he's doing okay. I don't think he's better than David De Gea, but I think he's come on and he's playing better at the moment. I think you know, there's always going to be scrutiny on every mistake you make at Manchester United, but that's what it is. You have to rise above the pressure, and hopefully it'll be okay for Manchester United.
Yeah, and there are a few changes at Man United and even at Liverpool. So for the future, at least for the 5 years, what do you think about the top four situation?
Top four doesn't interest me when you talk about Manchester United. You talk about winning things. That's what it's all about. That club that's all they stand for. You know, you can come second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, no good. You need to win things. The supporters and the people around Manchester, they demand that you go back to the Busby Babes. That's what you look back on. That's the tradition. They demand for you to win things. So Manchester United are not winning things, so it's not good. They need to get back to winning ways.
Yeah, I think they really need to get back to where they belong. And I would like to ask you about your career. Which player that understands you most? I mean, even without talking, they understand you. Which player?
Darren Anderson, probably. We had a kind of a psychic understanding on the football pitch. you know, if I ran somewhere, he would know that I wouldn't be wanting the ball there. He would wait for me to stop and check out and come back the other way. Then he would give it to me, and you know, he always knew where I wanted the ball and how I wanted the ball and when I wanted the ball. So he was a lovely player to play alongside at Tottenham and with England. So he would be the one that I had the best understanding with.
Yeah. And in the media, they suggested that there is that you don't talk to Andy Cole for like 4 seasons. Yeah, they say you don't talk to each other at all, and there is like confliction between you. Is this true?
Yes.
Yeah. What happened?
It's the same as any other workplace. You know, you have good friends, you have not so good friends, people you like, people you don't like. It's just one of those things. We didn't get on, not a problem.
Yeah, but did it start from him or from you?
Who knows? I think it was just a friction of 2 characters coming together that didn't work.
Yeah. And if you talk about your best memory, I mean the memory that you will always remember during your career, what would it be?
It has to be winning things. Winning the Champions League with Manchester United in 1999, in the treble, you know, culminating in the treble, winning the league on the Sunday, winning the FA Cup the following Saturday, and then the Champions League final on that Wednesday night was just amazing. I talk about that moment probably on average once a day. You know, since that happened, on average, I think I've spoken about it once a day. So that's how big it is.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Teddy, for your time. I really enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed your career, but you are really a great person.
Thank you very much. Good luck to everybody there.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Teddy. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Nice one. Bye bye.
نتمنى انكم استمتعتوا بالحلقه هذه مع هذا اللاعب الجميل والمميز، وان شاء الله اكثر واكثر مع انفراد. ما نوصيكم باللايك، بالشير، بالسبسكرايب، دعمكم مهمنا، الكومنتات تهم، وتستاهلون كل خير. ان شاء الله بتشوفون اكثر واكثر في الحلقات القادمه.
يلا سوبر شو يبدا، هذا الليفر يا الساده، هذه الحمراء يا الساده، يا كاتب